Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so guys, today I'm going to talk about how shaitan attacks us from the front, the back, the left, and the right. Okay, so shaitan was an angel created from fire, and all the other angels were created from light. So shaitan got jealous when God created Adam, and Adam was created by clay. So God told shaitan to bow down to Adam, and shaitan said no, because he was like, why am I bowing down to something that's made out of clay when I'm made out of fire? So because he wasn't bound down to Adam, God banished him to hell. So shaitan asked God one thing, which was to be on this world until it ends, and to be able to attack us from the front, the back, the left, and the right. But luckily, he forgot about the top and the bottom. So, first I'm going to talk about how shaitan attacks us from the front. One of the ways he attacks us from the front is like not making us think of the consequences of committing sins, and one of the ways shaitan attacks us, that's one of the ways he attacks us from the front. So shaitan will use your anger. Wait, hold on. Shaitan will use your anger to mess you up, or he'll use your happiness to mess you up. So shaitan uses your emotions to manipulate you, making you ungrateful for what you already have. Another way shaitan attacks us from the front is making us want things we see, like big houses, desperately, meaning we'll do anything to get it and pay any price for it. The point is what is the point of doing that? If Allah already promised us like big mansions and beautiful gardens in Jannah, there's no point in wanting something desperately when you already have something. Just be grateful for it. And now I'm going to talk about how shaitan attacks us from the back. Shaitan uses our past against us and uses what we went through life and our experiences against us. And he uses that to manipulate us. For example, when a person gets into a car accident, God forbid, the way they drive after that is different. And when a person gets into an argument with their friend, they're like, oh, the way I'm going to treat my friend after is going to be completely different to how I used to treat them before we had an issue. And all that is shaitan's doing. Now, experiences change the way he also attacks us from the back, as if like how when we think about Okay, now these experiences change the way we make future decisions. Now, shaitan's job is to mess us up from following the right path. One of shaitan's greatest successes are making you think that your own thoughts are your own, but they're not. They are just whispers from shaitan trying to make you fall back into something you have already been through. Another way shaitan attacks you from behind is, for example, you used to be a better person and you would shed a tear, for example, while you're praying, and then now you're like, oh, I don't remember the last time I cried while you're praying. Shaitan is trying to make you think the good old you is forgotten, and that it's never coming back, and he will make you give up on yourself. Now I'm going to talk about how shaitan attacks us from the left. Shaitan attacks us from the left by trying to make us slowly forget about Allah. For example, your heart or your mind is not an empty vessel. You must fill it with something. If it's not a good deed, a bad deed, but let's just hope to fill it with good deeds. And shaitan tries to fill it up with deeds. He's trying to make you with bad deeds, because he's trying to make you forget about Allah. That will happen only if you don't fill your heart with good deeds. Allah must be not only in your mind, but he also should be in your heart. Acts of worship like praying and reading the Quran and charity will keep us close to Allah in our life. Shaitan makes you feel hopeless. For example, when you're praying and you don't feel it in your heart, that's what happens when you don't stay in the remembrance of Allah. Shaitan is the cause of that. When you are backbiting and hurting people's feelings or hurting people, you don't get anything from it. Shaitan does, because that's how he is pulling you towards the left. Meaning he's making you do things that's harming you not only in this life but the next. So he'll keep pulling you towards the left, making you addicted to doing bad things. Anything that makes you close to Allah, Shaitan will attempt to sabotage it. And anything that will make you close to Allah, Shaitan will keep calling you. Shaitan wants to convince his victims that they have no respect and that Allah don't respect them. And no one respects them. And they might as well do what they want. Now I'm going to talk about how Shaitan attacks us from the right. Like, for example, when you get up for Fajr and the alarm rings and you're like, oh, let me sleep for 30 more seconds. That's Shaitan's doing. But by the time you say, let me sleep for 30 more seconds, he already made you fall asleep 10 seconds ago. Shaitan also delays good Muslims from doing good deeds. We must try to avoid that. The right is associated with good things. That's why Shaitan makes us proud. Or another way he attacks us from the right is making us proud of committing good deeds, like being too proud of yourself. Being too proud of what we have done. When you should be proud of yourself, you should be proud of yourself, but don't overdo it and feel yourself too much. Also, another way he attacks us from the right is how people make slang nicknames for themselves. Like, say for example, your name is Muhammad and you want your name to call you Mo.
Allah.
That's not your name. That's Shaitan's doing. That's the way Shaitan pulls you to the right. Okay. Anyways. Yes, it is.
Okay, keep listening. Almost it's time to pray. Keep listening.
Anyways, the moral of the story is to make sure you guys, when you guys are praying, you make sure you ask God to protect you from Shaitan.
Amin. Musallasi waxtaan am solo.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Ustaz.